Hello everyone, it's Travis with COCAB, Watch Collectors of California and Beyond, with another full watch review. Pretty excited about the watch today. It's a very nice looking, just classic style watch here. This is the U.D.C. Auto Classic, it's called. This is from a brand that was founded in 2022 by Tony Neum, who lives in the U.S. in Northern Virginia. Tony wanted to basically base his watches on three guiding principles. The first is timeless design, which honestly, just looking at this, I think he accomplished on this one. This is just a really nice looking watch. The second one is excellent craftsmanship. And the third is a reasonable price. And so we're going to be looking at all three of those things today. This watch brand has one previous model, and it's actually called Model 1. And in this model, the Auto Classic, we're looking today at the black and gray. This is also available, or this is actually the black and dark gray. It's also available in black and burnt orange, dark blue, gray, and light blue. So that's the watch we'll be looking at today. So what makes a COCAB review different? Basically, we look at the acronym of COCAB: characteristics, operations, cool and unique features, accessibility, and brand offerings and other info. So we'll be looking at all that today. First of all, getting into the characteristics, the Auto Classic watch is basically a reminder of the iconic classic sports cars and their design and curves. You can see some of that just in the design elements, probably just glancing at it right here. Basic specs on this: it is 11.4 millimeters thick, weighs about 82 grams with the leather strap as shown. Diameter is 37 millimeters, 46 millimeters lug to lug. I love that side profile, by the way. It just really is nice, a little bit unique, catches the light well and all that. Lugs are 20 millimeters wide. It is water resistant to 10 atmospheres. Probably see it there on the back, which is 100 meters or 330 feet, and it has a warranty for 1 year. The dial, as you can see, is a very clean, almost like flat matte type dial, devoid of any words other than the U.D.C. there at the top under the 12 o'clock. Notice that the U and the D have a period after them, but the C does not. So I reached out to the brand owner, have not heard back yet on the reasoning behind that, but just thought that was interesting. And it does almost have a sandwich style type dial when you look at kind of the step down from the dial into the area where the U.D.C. is, as well as where the subdial is. I thought that was pretty cool. The subdial is really a cool small seconds subdial, and it's in the southeast quadrant of the dial. It's kind of got a gray eggshell type texture. See if you can look close enough to see that, but it looks kind of cool. There's basically three parallel white lines running from about 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then a small gap, and then you can see the four lines in a yellow color from about 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock of what would be the hours on the subdial. This is basically to remind us of the gauges of the classic race cars. I think that's pretty cool. And basically back in the day and still today, you've got the tachometers that will have the yellow or the red warning zones if they go too high. You notice that it aligns nicely along the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock horizontal plane, and it extends a little bit past if you were to draw a 6 to 12 o'clock vertical line there. So it sits nicely right there in that southeast quadrant, which looks really good. The hands are all centrally positioned, the hour and minute hands. They're polished stainless steel. Let's see if I can get you a good view of yeah, there you can kind of see the polished stainless steel. And they've got the nice loom inside of them. The seconds hand is a polished, slightly green. You can kind of see it showing up there in the video, I think. Centrally positioned in the subdial with no loom. And again, this is modeled after a classic car tachometer with a green running hand and yellow high RPM range. Kind of a cool feature of the watch. I really like that. The indices you can see are at the 5-minute marks. They are loomed with larger 15-minute ones. There's also smaller 1-minute non-loomed lines between each indice, and you'll see it kind of utilizes the train track style around the outer edge of the dial there. The loom is Swiss Superluminova on hands and indices, and it utilizes the kind of cool, the loom block application, which results in a somewhat 3D effect and great visibility. I'm going to just charge it real quick, see if we can get a little bit of a glimpse of it at least with the loom. So yeah, you can kind of see it shining there. And this isn't a fully lit room, but it does shine pretty good. I like it. The bezel is a fixed polished bezel, and it's kind of to remind us of the chrome on classic cars. It looks really good. And the thing I really like about it, it provides a nice contrast between the polish of the bezel, you can see that, and then the brushed surface of the case. So really nice work with that, I think. You can see the 6 screws at the even hours, ensure it is secured properly, and it also reminds us of the exposed screws that were common in some of the classic sports cars. The crystal is the sapphire crystal with AR coating. The case, as we saw before, is kind of an original look. It is horizontally brushed, and then a little section of it there, as it meets the bezel, you can really see the contrast between the brushed and the polished. It looks really good. And it's made to resemble the bodies of, again, the iconic classic sports cars and their curves. It utilizes 316L steel, which of course is the marine grade stainless steel, which enhances its resistance to corrosion. And the L in the 316L designates its low carbon content. And it's kind of cool with this case, it is machined from a single block of stainless steel via the CNC process. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the crown. Crown is at the 3 o'clock position. It is signed, you can see it there. Looks like I got a fingerprint on it when I was picking it up, so give me just a second here. There we go. You can see the U.D.C. signed crown on there. It's round with approximately 40 grooves and very decent grip, actually. One of the things you may notice about it, it's got a little bit thicker stem, and this is to resemble a car wheel, which I thought was a nice touch to it. It's 7 millimeters diameter. It's about 3 millimeters wide or off of the case. You can see it coming off there. With half of that being that 4.9 millimeter stem, so it's kind of cool. The lugs are not drilled. They do have a nice look to them, but they're not drilled. However, you will see that the strap has a quick release on both sides, so that makes it really nice and kind of negates the need for the drilled lugs. Lug width is 20 millimeters again, and lug to lug is 46 millimeters. All right, let's take a look at the Caseback. Caseback is really cool. My only complaint, well, there you can see it pretty good. It's not as bold as some Casebacks. In some lighting, it's very difficult to see. Right here, it seems to be great. One of the things I did really like, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not, but on the race car itself, the car is signed with the U.D.C. logo, which I really like. So you see the top where it's going to be numbered. This is a prototype, but the numbers will be there, how many of how many, and then the car, and then the U.D.C. You see then Auto Classic in cursive, the stainless steel, and 10 atmosphere. And you can see it is held tight with 4 screws there in the back. It's a nice looking Caseback. I kind of like that. All right, the strap, let's take a look at it. We saw the quick release. We can see the genuine leather. It's a very nice looking, has basically 8 holes for adjustments, and it does taper a little bit from the 20 millimeters at the lugs fairly quickly, so that by the time it reaches the first size adjustment hole, it's at 17.8, and it stays consistent at 17.8 from there on down. It does have 2 keepers right there. You can see I did find I've got 8 1/4 inch wrists. The second keeper really didn't get fully engaged, so it could just slide pretty easily while I was wearing it. I did notice that. And it does have a signed stainless steel buckle. You can see the U.D.C. logo right there. So very nice leather strap. All right, the packaging, let me set the watch down here briefly. So the packaging on the outer box was basically this nice finished cardboard box, fairly standard. And then inside of that was this really nice leather case. You can see it's signed. Very good. Inside is the padded cushion. And then these things actually can snap off on both sides. So really nice, can be used as a travel pack for your watch, and just a nice presentation for the watch. I really liked it. So the movement is really nice. It's a Miyota automatic small seconds, and it's the 8 N as in Nancy 40. It's accurate to -20 or +40 seconds per day. Has 42 hours of power reserve, 21,600 vibrations per hour, and 21 joules. So good movement powering this. And then my experiences with it, setting the time was very smooth. I'll kind of show you. It's only about 3 semi-turns before it pops out. And then there's very little give, like almost no give before it starts setting the time. So just a little bit, maybe, boy, I don't know, a 1/16 of a turn or something, but very little. So that's awfully nice. Putting on, taking off, no problems, very comfortable. It was well sized for my larger wrist. The screw down crown, again, was very easy to engage. No problems there at all. It does move a bit on my wrist when I'm wearing it. If I put it here, within just a few minutes, it's usually up here. And for whatever reason, it just seems to kind of hang around at that part of my wrist. No big deal, but just thought I'd mention that. And the legibility for just reading the time is very good. It just jumps out at you and not hard to read at all. All right, anything that could be improved, I would say the Caseback, I mentioned this already, but again, unless you're in the perfect light, it's a little bit difficult to see, so it could be a little bit more pronounced there on the back. And then just some nitpicking, you know, if you really enlarge the printing on this, there's a little bit of not perfect clean lines, pretty typical of most watches, to be honest. The U.D.C, I don't know why there isn't a period at the end of the C, just seems to look a little bit off. There's probably a good reason, so not really anything to be worried about, but it is interesting to me. And then I would say the subdial could have a little bit clearer yellow. You can see it there, but it doesn't just jump out at you, especially when you're just wearing it and looking down at it. I would like to see that a little bolder. And then I would love to see this available with a bracelet. I think it would look great as a bracelet as well. So that's pretty much it. The cool and unique things that I love this case design. It's just a little bit different. I love the remembrances of the classic sports cars and just the classic look this has. I really, really like it. The dial design and color with that small seconds, it just really works. I really like this watch, actually. I've got some more fingerprints on it. Let me just grab those real quick. The overall classy look, the sports car theme, the quick release straps. I love that crown with the looking like a car wheel. Lots of good stuff to love about this watch. So, all right, and then accessibility, which I think comes down to both affordability and availability. So it's available for pre-sale right now on the website with a $105 discount. Brings the price to $445. Should be available in June of 2025 for shipping. And if you want to look at other offerings, again, they do have their Model 1. It's on their website. You can look to unidesignwatch.com. Check them out. Some of those, I believe, are ready to ship out even right now. But overall, I mean, it's a great watch for what you pay. I think you'd probably really like it. I've really enjoyed wearing it for a day or two, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment and subscribe. And if there's anything that you'd like me to answer, feel free to put that in the comments as well. Thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.